Hey guys, so welcome back to another video of AT Square. So today we're going to be downloading a new IDE known as Pycharm, and it's developed by a organization or company called JetBrains. Okay, and I know in the previous videos we used PyScripter as our main IDE, but I feel like we want to make this channel more modern, and so I'm switching over to Pycharm. It serves as the same, it uses the same syntax though, so don't worry about that. We're just going to migrate to PyCharm, okay? So I created this video as a helpful tutorial on how to download PyCharm for any of you who have no experience in it, okay? So let's get on with downloading PyCharm, shall we? So in order to download PyCharm, you want to go to the website. You can just search up PyCharm on Google, or you can go to jetbrains.com. Now, once you go to jetbrains.com, you should get to a screen. You should search up in Developer Tools, and in Developer Tools, you should see Pycharm. There it is, right there. And then when you click that, you'll get to the screen that is shown right here. So once you get to the screen, you then go to Download. Okay? So now you will see three tabs here based on your operating system: Windows, Mac, and Linux. Okay? So based on what operating system you're running, you want to choose the following tabs, okay? I have Windows, so I'm going to choose Windows. Now, there's two versions of Pycharm. There's the Professional Edition and there's the Community Edition, okay? So for the Community Edition, it's just for pure Python development. So if you want to do something simple or a little more complex, you can use the Community Edition, and it's free and open sourced. You can also use the professional version. It has more scientific tools and utilities, which is also good for advanced programming. But you need a free trial, and once that's done, you need to pay for it. But you could create a free educational license and then get the professional version for free. But today, I'm just going to show you how to download the community version because that's what I'm using. Okay? But if you want to see a video on the professional edition, I can definitely show you that as well. So you want to go down here and click download. And once you click download, you will get to the screen right here. And what you want to look out for is this downloading icon right here. And what this is that the Pycharm installer is downloading. It's not Pycharm itself, it's the installer that's downloading. Okay? Now you can just click it, and once it's done downloading, it will just open automatically. And you may not see this on the screen right now, but you will get a screen which asks you, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? And you simply click yes and continue. Okay? So you will get a screen such as this. Okay? And then you just click next. So this screen right here, uninstall the old version of Pycharm. You will not get this screen because I already have Pycharm installed on my computer, but I'll show you the next screen that comes up. So I need to uninstall my previous version and install the new version so I can show you how to do it, okay? And then I just click next, and I just uninstall. Oh, and one other thing I forgot to tell you. You guys can use any IDE of your choice. Visual Studio is a good one. It uses less memory compared to Pycharm. Pycharm uses a lot of system resources, so it could be laggy depending on the specs of your computer. So just keep that in mind if you choose to use Pycharm. If you did install PyScripter, no worries. It also works. It just uses the same syntax. So, yeah. Okay, so this is the first screen that you guys will see on your screen. So right here, it's telling you the destination folder. So where do you want Pycharm installed? I usually just go with the installer, like whatever default destination that it chose, because it's in my C drive. But you guys can change this by clicking this icon right here. I'm not going to do that because I just use the default. So yeah, just click next. Okay, now, this is where we get into some important settings, okay? So I want to create a desktop shortcut. I want Pycharm to appear as a shortcut on my desktop so I can easily click onto it and run it. Okay, so based on your computer, you want to choose the 64-bit launcher or the 32-bit launcher. Since I have a 64-bit operating system, I'm going to choose the 64-bit launcher. If you have a 32-bit operating system, you want to choose 32-bit launcher. Okay? And then you want to create associations, okay? So what this means is that any file that you create or program in Pycharm, and when you save it, it creates this extension, .py. So if I create a program called start, and when I save it, it will be saved as start.py, which means that it's a Python file, okay? So just click this. This is not mandatory. This is not needed. Everything else is good. So just focus on the desktop shortcut and the association. Okay. In this, I don't really choose anything. If you guys have any experience in it, you guys can manipulate the start menu folder, but I just go with the default and then just click install. So once you're here, just click install. And depending on the specs of your computer, this will take some time. Okay, so once it's finished downloading and installing, you'll see this screen right here. And you just want to click this, Run Pycharm Community Edition, because once you click Finish, it will automatically run Pycharm instead of like you typing it in and then running it manually. Okay, so let's just click Finish, and it should pop up. There we go. So that was pretty fast. Okay, so you guys will get to this screen right here. Not exactly this screen, since I already used Pycharm before. I have some files that I previously coded in, but you guys won't receive this exact screen. But what you will receive is a screen such as this, which is this right here. So when you choose to start your new project, Pycharm will ask you if you want to use a virtual environment or a previously configured interpreter. Now, a virtual environment Pycharm will create a virtual environment of Python depending on which version you downloaded, and then it will just you can just code in the environment. But I recommend using a previously configured interpreter. The reason being that I just use the interpreter that I downloaded because I don't want to use a virtual environment. I just feel more comfortable with this, okay? But you guys can choose depending on your preference. Now, so once you choose a previously configured interpreter, you have to then choose your interpreter. Now, if you properly downloaded the version of Python into your computer, you'll already see this right here in the drop-down menu. But if you don't, you may want to go search for it by clicking the three dots right here. So you definitely do have to go search for it if it doesn't appear right here. But I think it should, because if you properly downloaded it, Pycharm will definitely recognize it. Okay? And then this option is not really mandatory. It just creates like an example py file to welcome you to Pycharm, which you don't really need that, but if you want, you can click it. And then we just simply select create, and I'll do this window. There we go. I created a new project. Now, you might be wondering, where do I actually code, right? Well, this is just a project. You need to create a Python file for the project. So to do that, you have to go to File, New, and then you'll get a bunch of options right here. Now, if you're coding in Python, you definitely want to choose the Python file. And then let's just call it, let's just call it begin. Okay, there we go. See? Then you can start coding in Python. And let's say I wrote a print statement right here. So let's say I print hi. So to run this, there's not really, the run button is faded out right here, as you can see, because Pycharm doesn't recognize this file. So to do that, you want to right click and you want to go down to run begin. Okay, so this happens in Pycharm because you can have multiple files in your project, and you can run each file individually. So you don't have to go through each tabs. Like even if you're on another program, you can run. You don't have to be running that same exact program. You can be analyzing the code of another file while running another file. Okay, so that's just that. That's just how Pycharm runs. So if you want to run this program, right click and you go down to run begin. Okay, and then it shows up right here. This is your output screen. Okay. And you know your program finished if you get this line of text or this line at the end of your output. Okay, process finished with exit code 0. I'm not going to go into too much detail about what this means, but just think of it like an end statement. Pycharm is telling you that your code finished. Okay, and then since we already told Python that we want to run this program, we can simply just click run again, and then it will just run. Now, let's say I created another Python file. So new Python, let's just say this is called begin2. So let's say in this one, I wanted to print hello. Now, if I select to run the program, I get hi. Why? Because the Pycharm is still recognizing this as my main file, and it's running this code. It still doesn't know that I want to run this code. So what you have to do is that when you're switching between files, you want to click the file you want to run, and then you want to right click and you want to run begin2. Okay? And then now you can see the output is hello because it ran this file. Okay? You can also use the drop down menu right here. So you can just select between files and then you can just click run. Okay guys, that's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe the video and share with others if they're interested in Python. And other than that, until the next video, this is a bye from AT Square. See you guys.